Hi guys. Alright, this next video is going to be on an interesting topic, and it's very controversial, so I'm going to try and handle it with care, because I do know people that work in this industry and I don't want to offend anybody, but it's on dietary supplementation, and a lot of people are under the idea that you need to have dietary supplements, otherwise you're not going to see results, and the truth is that that's just not true. You can get good results without using dietary supplements, okay? There are some things you can take that are going to enhance your results and might make things a little bit easier on you. And there are certain instances where you do need to take vitamins or any sort of other dietary supplementation, but they're very rare. So if you have a severe vitamin deficiency, which can occur for a number of different reasons, I'm not going to get into them here, but let's say your doctor has told you, you've done your blood work, and you know for a fact, let's say you're vitamin D deficient. It's probably a good idea to be taking a vitamin D supplement, okay? Because you may not be able to eat foods that are high in vitamin D, and you might live in a community where there's not a lot of sunlight, and so then you're going to be getting a deficiency. Calcium, again, is a big supplement that people tend to be very deficient in, so that's a supplementation that is not going to cause too many issues, but you really want to make sure you're taking it because it will strengthen up those bones, make sure you don't have any osteoporosis issues as you get older. There's also instances where you might not be eating a good diet. You might eat a lot of fast food, especially if that's primarily your entire diet, which I really hope it's not, but let's say that that's at least 75% of your diet. You probably have a vitamin deficiency, and if you're not going to change those eating habits, you're definitely going to have to take vitamin supplements. But I would always suggest to just try changing your eating habits because you'll feel better anyway. But with a sound diet that's balanced and is made up of a number of different food groups, you probably will be able to you will be able to reach your goals without supplementation. So that's one thing you really have to understand. It's not a necessary thing. There are some great supplements out there, though, that can be helpful. There's actually a lot of statistics and studies that have shown that BCAAs, those are branched-chain amino acids, which basically an amino acid's a building block of what makes up a protein. Proteins are strings of amino acids, basically. So they're found in proteins, they're made of building blocks proteins. By taking a supplement of branched chain amino acids, what you can do is you can prevent some muscular wasting, especially if you're like an endurance athlete, you're doing a lot of cardio, or if you're somebody that is trying to lose weight and you're restricting your caloric intake. The BCAAs can help prevent that muscular wasting. It can also help a little bit with soreness and energy throughout the workout. There's some evidence to suggest that. So that's something that you might want to take a look at because that has been shown in studies to be helpful. Another good supplement is whey protein powder. Because it's rapidly absorbed, so if you're an on-the-go person and you can't get a food source protein within 30 minutes of your workout, it's probably a good idea to be taking a whey supplement because it will make sure that you get your protein in your system, it'll start digesting, it'll start the repair process, you will prevent muscular wasting, all that kind of stuff. It's really important to prevent. Just make sure when you look at your whey protein powder that you're making sure that it does not contain artificial sweeteners, sugars. Make sure there's no like testosterone or hormonal chemicals in there. Make sure it's just technically the whey protein, and there's probably going to be some sort of sweetener or some sort of flavoring element in there, but make sure it's not the majority of the product, okay? What's really popular right now are fat burners, and these kind of go like this. They become really popular, then they die, and they become really popular, then they die out. And they're extremely dangerous, okay? So I cannot stress to you enough how dangerous these things are because a lot of times fat burners contain chemicals that act like methamphetamines. That doesn't mean you're taking methamphetamine or that you're taking in those amphetamines, but they have chemicals that act like methamphetamines. By that I mean they raise your heart rate, they cause excess perspiration, they cause dry mouth, they try and boost your metabolism, and some of them are effective at that, but the method by which it's boosting your metabolism is not a healthy one because you're basically taking in a chemical that your body's not meant to digest, and that chemical is causing a lot of physiological changes that can cause a lot of issues, especially if you have somebody who has any sort of chronic heart condition or any sort of other unknown condition they might not even know they have. these chemicals can interact with that and create some really dangerous situations. So you really have to be careful. They can also affect your focus and your mood. So you really have to be careful. Stay away from fat burners, and statistically, the research has not shown them to be that effective. So you're better off just having a good diet and exercising than to take a fat burner, because it's really dangerous and it really hasn't been shown to be that effective. Another kind of scary thing that's really popular are pre-workouts. And even I myself have taken pre-workouts before. It's kind of something that you have to make the decision on your own whether you're going to take them or not. I rarely take them because I really don't like what's in them. They generally have way more caffeine than what's considered a healthy dose, and they can also contain chemicals that act as certain drugs, so that you can get that sort of boost and that increased focus and all that kind of stuff. So you just have to really make the decision on your own whether that's something you're okay with taking, and really research your product first before you make the decision. I personally don't take them really at all. I think I've taken them like twice in my entire life. I have never liked the way they make me feel, so but it's something that you have to really decide for yourself if it works for you. So I hope this is helpful. You have to realize that, with a good diet, now that means healthy, good ingredients from a variety of sources, not eliminating whole food groups, all that kind of stuff, and with a good solid exercise program that allows you adequate rest and with good sleep, you really don't need supplements. They are not a necessary thing. They are not what's going to make or break your results. But there are some things that can help. And as I brought out earlier, BCAAs and whey protein powder can be really, really helpful to your workouts and to your results. But they're not necessary. And when you walk into a supplement store, you're going to find sometimes that the salesman might try and get you to buy everything, because they can really make you think you need everything, but you really don't, and it can get really expensive. So if you are going to take supplements, really research them first. Read reviews, read studies if you can find studies on them. Read everything you can, and then make an educated decision that you're comfortable with, and and go with it, and stick to what makes sense for you and what's right for you. I'm not going to tell anybody they can't take supplements. I take a protein powder. I take a BCAA as well. But I've researched everything, and I know exactly what I'm taking. You have to make sure you do your due diligence as well. Hope this is helpful. Feel free to message me with any questions, or you can email me with any questions. I'm happy to answer them. Until the next time I talk to you, I will see you guys later. Thank you.